Chairman. Secretary Mayorkas, let me start with you. You're familiar with the chant, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." You familiar with that?
I am.
Do you know what it means?
I do.
Can you explain it to us?
Senator, that is a chant that speaks of Palestinian desire for its homeland and a very expansive definition of its homeland at the expense of the independence of Israel.
Well, indeed. I mean, it calls for the elimination of Israel, does it not?
It does.
So my question to you is, should students who are here on a visa, who gather and chant that slogan and actively advocate for the elimination of Israel and attacks on Jewish individuals, whether in the Middle East or here in the United States, as we're seeing on college campuses, should those students have their visas revoked?
Senator, I believe you are referencing a provision in the Immigration and Nationality Act about which you have written to me, and I am very familiar with your assertion that that statutory provision requires the revocation of their visa.
But should they have their visas revoked? I'm asking you.
We are assessing your legal assertion. It is a matter of legal interpretation of the statute.
Well, just as a moral matter, I mean, should students who are here, foreigners who are here in this country, accessing our university system and advocating for the killing of Jews, should they be allowed to stay here at our leisure?
Senator, it is a matter of law, and it requires a legal interpretation, and I am not in a position to provide that legal interpretation. And let me add something.
Wait. My time is very limited. I have to say, I think your answer is disappointing, but let me ask you something else. Let me ask you about people who say other things. What about people who say things like, on October...
Wow. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, one and all. And what's on tap for today was you saw initial opening fireworks at the committee hearing with Senator Josh Hawley and that idiot, bumbling, stumbling fool of Mayorkas, folks. Can't even answer a single freaking question. Just to basically say, what about on the moral issue? Can you at least give us something? Nope. You know what? It's a legal interpretation. We don't know about the visa implications of revoking visas for foreign students who are actively promoting hate speech, actively promoting, saying that they want to commit violence against, the Jewish people, the Jewish state. Can't even give an answer. These are morally bankrupt people, folks. That's why they're never going to do it. Anyways, you're watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasir. Let's get back to the video with Josh Hawley and Mayorkas right now.
My time is very limited. I have to say, I think your answer is disappointing, but let me ask you something else. Let me ask you about people who say other things. What about people who say things like, on October the 7th, F Israel, I'm cleaning up the language here, F Israel, the government and its military, are you ready for your downfall? People who say things like, F Israel and any Jew who supports Israel. May your conscience haunt your dreams until your last breath. Palestine will be free one day. F apartheid Israel. This is pretty extreme rhetoric, don't you think?
Senator, I do, and I think there is a distinction between espousing or endorsing terrorist ideology and speech that is odious, that does not rise to that level.
Fair enough. This person works for you. This
wow,
is
that's
Nuja
what we were
Ali,
saying.
an employee of the Department of Homeland Security, who posted these comments on October the 7th. That's not all she posted. She also posted this graphic. Now, this is a fake graphic, I want to be clear, but I think we understand it. This is a paraglider, a Hamas paraglider, depicted here with a machine gun flying into us with the celebratory Free Palestine. Mr. Secretary, what's going on here? Is this typical of people who work at DHS? This is an asylum and immigration.
I just want you to take a look right here. Take a look here at Mayorkas' face. Look at that. Stiff lip, nose up in the air, as if he's basically saying, you know what? mean, this posture, this facial expression basically shows that he doesn't give a rip. He doesn't give two craps, doesn't give a ship, right? SHIP. Take that. Doesn't care. He's sitting on the seat. He's going to squirm a little bit. I don't even know if this worm knows how to squirm. Knows Josh Hawley's going to hit him with some questions. He's not going to be able to answer back. There's only going to be a few other senators, like Senator Cruz and Kennedy and maybe Senator Blackburn and some others that are really going to hit these guys with some hard-hitting questions. But basically, you know what? He's just going to sit there and obfuscate and hold supposedly what he thinks is his moral high ground when he can't even answer a simple basic question and just give us your moral interpretation. What do you think? That's not happening. But his nose is up in the air, looking down on everybody, looking down the senators, looking down on Congress, basically thinking, look, we're going to do what we're going to do. That's exactly what this guy's been doing since he's been in the Biden administration, at the behest of the Biden administration. That's fairly obvious. Anyways, let's continue.
DHS, this is an asylum and immigration officer who is posting these frankly pro-genocidal slogans and images on the day that Israelis are being slaughtered in their beds. What have you done about this?
4 things I'd like to say to you. Number one, your question to suggest that that is emblematic of the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security is despicable.
I'm sorry, what have you done?
It's emblematic of at least that one person, you freaking idiot. At least one person is emblematic. What are you going to do about it? That's a question that he's asking you. What are you going to do about it?
This person works for the Department of Homeland Security.
Absolutely.
Have you fired her?
That was one of 4 answers.
Have you fired her?
One.
Have you fired her? Don't come to this hearing room when Israel has been invaded and Jewish students are barricaded in libraries in this country and cannot be escorted out because they are threatened for their lives. You have employees who are celebrating genocide, and you are saying it's despicable for me to ask the question? Has she been...
Despicable? Mayorkas, you should be freaking ashamed of yourself. You're the one that's asking to why. You know what's despicable? You not answering the question. You know what's despicable? You not firing that employee. You know what's despicable? Just everything that you guys are doing at HHS. You guys are absolutely putting this country into jeopardy by the insecurity that you are causing at the southern border and other places of entrance. That is what is despicable, Mayorkas.
Been fired.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Secretary.
after the consumption of Senator Hawley's time, I'd like to speak.
Has she been fired?
Because I will
We
not
would like
be,
an answer. Would you?
because I will not be given the opportunity.
Has she been fired?
So that individual has been placed on administrative leave.
Oh.
So she's not been fired.
Number two.
Why has she not been fired?
Number two, the individual was hired in 2019.
Why has she not been
Number
fired?
three, I cannot speak to an ongoing personnel matter.
Why?
Oh, it's the old, I can't speak on an ongoing personal matter, on an ongoing investigation. It's the old, oh, you know what? We can't talk about that right now because it's a secret. It's classified information. We can't do anything about it.
Why has this person not been fired? Your answer is you can't speak to it? This isn't sufficient to fire her?
I am not in a position to speak to an ongoing personnel matter.
This isn't sufficient to fire her? That's what you're telling me?
That is not what I'm saying.
But she's still on your payroll as we sit here today.
That is not what I'm saying.
She's still on your payroll as we sit here today.
Senator,
How many cases? She was an asylum and immigration officer. How many cases did she adjudicate?
Senator, I'm not in a position to speak about an ongoing personnel.
I'm not asking about that. I'm asking you how many cases she adjudicated.
My answer remains.
Did she adjudicate any cases involving Israelis seeking asylum in this country?
Same answer.
Well, let me just point you to what else she posted.
Same answer. Look at this smug SOB. Yeah, it just sort of eats up at you that these people are just absolutely, they're just, Oh my God. The things that you want to say will probably get you banned for life on platforms. But these guys, they use a word despicable, disgusting. That's the words, okay? That's some of the adjective and the modifiers to be talking about people like this right here. My answer is going to remain the same. My answer is going to remain the same. What an unbelievable SOB. What a sick, sick, disgusting, revolting, reviling person that actually just sits there, will not answer questions that he knows. He knows it. He knows it right here. Well, he probably doesn't have a heart anyways. But no, he's allowing that person. Can't even answer a question that she's still on your payroll. We already know she's still on your payroll. But by not answering the question, it's as if, you've sort of magically let people out there say, oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, he answered the question pretty decently. What an unbelievable imbecile.
On social media, where she drew attention to the fact that she is an immigration and asylum officer. Hashtag immigrants, hashtag asylum seekers, hashtag Palestine, hashtag refugees welcome. This is on her LinkedIn post where she has her professional affiliation posted. So I think the American people deserve to know, has she admitted, contrary to law, individuals who should not be in this country, or denied Jewish refugees whose genocide she's advocating asylum that they deserve?
Same answer.
Same answer.
You're not going to tell us what this person's done? Are you conducting a review of her cases at least?
Senator, as I have said over and over again, I cannot speak to an ongoing
You said that you will
personnel
not. I
matter.
can't believe that you would come to this committee knowing this. You know about this. I've written to you about it. You know all about it. And you come here unwilling to answer and suggest that it is wrong of me to ask you the question.
What an idiot
Quite
he is.
frankly, Mr. Secretary, I think that your performance is despicable. And I think the fact that you are not willing to provide answers to this committee is absolutely...
Good for Senator Hawley. Good for him for calling, Mayorkas absolutely despicable. That's exactly good for you. Good for you, Josh. That's, to put that on the record, to basically say that thing out there, to call this despicable person who won't answer the questions, knows exactly what this person did is wrong, knows exactly what she's intimating is genocide of a people and stirring up hate. Could you imagine if somebody on the right, could you imagine if Donald Trump had said something like that about doing something to people? Putting out that type of garbage spew on your LinkedIn account? On their social media page, especially when you're a federal freaking employee? The nerve of these people. That's what I'm saying. These hearings, they're just, it's all we can do, unfortunately, in Washington, D.C., is have hearings and have some senators bring these things up to light. But these people in the federal bureaucracy know they can go right back. Mayorkas is going to go back, order lunch or dinner, basically, go home, have a Chardonnay, go to sleep, wake up fresh, and you know what? Same thing as usual. That's exactly what's going to happen. These guys don't give a damn. They really don't. Whatever they can do to continue to destabilize the country, that's what these guys are doing. Because for the power, for the, different, social classes, that are going to be coming in, hopefully another voting block for the Democrats or whatever. I mean, that's all this is about, folks. It's about destabilizing this country by its inept immigration policies. We thank you for watching. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your host, Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. Look up here for the links for other videos. We'll leave you with our final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.